Welcome to the Director's Cut of Christian Nutrition, the show where we review every single episode of VeggieTales chronologically. And by we, I mean just me. It's about time we got a story on Abraham, wouldn't you say? Okay, I'll stop that now. I think I'm starting to notice a trend here. VeggieTales released a bunch of Blu-rays, and by a bunch I mean 6, in 2012, from episodes that released between 2006 and 2010, ranging from Larry Boy and the Bad Apple to Pistachio. Now, I think VeggieTales picked the ones that they felt like were the best episodes that released between 2006 and 2010 and put them on Blu-ray. So, whereas the last episode that we reviewed was, Tomato Sawyer, and the next episode's actually Minnesota Cuke and the Search for Noah's Umbrella. I'm pretty stoked about that one. Today's episode is Abe and the Amazing Promise, and it's sandwiched right between those two, whereas those two were on Blu-ray, this one's only on DVD. So my hopes actually aren't that high for this, and for no other reason, I could be wrong, that's just my sole reason. And to be fair, I have liked every episode that has released on Blu-ray, even Bad Apple, which I know I might have bashed on a little bit, but it really is a good episode. Also, the Jonah movie's on Blu-ray, and the Pirates movie isn't. You see what I mean now? Let's dive right into this.
Hi kids, I'm Bob the Tomato.
And I'm Junior Asparagus. Larry's on assignment.
Normally I would declare an episode dead, gone, and let's just move on with life at this point because Junior showed up right in the beginning. But I'll give it a pass just this one time. Let's see if it pans out. It could be okay.
And so what we have learned applies to our lives today. And God
Junior,
has a lot
what
to
are
say.
you doing? We haven't learned anything yet.
We have learned that Junior has no faith for this episode. That should count for something. Right, Bob?
Of course I'm sure, but we haven't even started the show.
Well, if we're all done here, may I go?
Yeah, sure. Actually, go ahead, Junior. You can leave. I want to see a Bob-centric episode for once in my lifetime.
Well, you see, my mom said she was going to make me cookies.
Oh, well that's kind of her.
And she said it would be done after the show today.
Is this an episode on patience? Because they're already testing my patience.
You'll just have to be patient.
Patient?
Yeah, sometimes we just have to wait, even if the waiting isn't easy.
Oh boy, well at least Abraham's story is a relevant one. I wonder if Junior will be the child that God tells Abraham to sacrifice. That would be awesome. Though unfortunately in the Bible story he doesn't actually end up sacrificing the kid, which is a disappointment if that happens here as well.
Here, hold this.
What are we doing, Bob?
Oh, this is exciting, Junior. We're gonna make a film ourselves.
About what?
About what? Junior, are you messing around here? About Abraham, of course. I already know the answer to this one, but someone named the last episode where Bob took Junior on a Bible-centric episode. It's an older one for sure. An oldie, but a goodie.
We have a catering tent and a nurse's station.
Watch out, it's the crazy puppy lady.
We're burning daylight here, people. Chop, chop.
The daylight is not all that is burning. It's too hot.
I am melting.
You cursed brat! Look what you've done! I'm melting! Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world!
Trust me, when we're done with this, we'll have the best show ever.
I cannot wait.
Just have some patience.
Patience?
Now the crazy puppy lady is triggered. Run for your life, because we're all gonna die.
Big one.
Bob the Tomato here, and right now I'm in the middle of the desert.
Well, it is so hot.
Those French peas sound like the people I got locked up in my basement. I'm just kidding. There's no one in my basement.
Abraham, a man of incredible patience.
Where's the patience?
Bob, stop it. You gotta stop triggering the puppy lady. She's psychotic.
Big do.
Jean-Claude, move that light over.
This is a disaster.
Mr. Abraham, you are the father of a great nation. What is the secret to your leadership?
Well, frankly, I'm as...
Junior already ran out of tape. I mean, I guess they did just start, so Junior was bound for a screw-up sometime.
Big three.
I said, frankly, I'm as surprised as you.
Cut!
The documentary will never get filmed at this rate.
Big four.
As I said, frankly, I'm as surprised...
Now that's just plain nasty. Can we not show what comes out of animals? I mean, this is a kid's show.
Very sorry, Mr. Abraham. I'm so embarrassed.
You are blushing.
I'm red.
That's what I said.
I don't even know what to say. Like, I want to side with Pa Grape, just to play devil's advocate. But the stupidity is something I would expect from Junior in the Wizard of Oz episode.
You are definitely a man of great patience.
Patience!
No! Patience, not patience.
Bob, they sound exactly the same. Use a thesaurus and find another word for the word patience.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Cookies waiting. Abraham interview. Take 5.
Ow.
A couple things to note here. Junior says take 5 when the number is clearly not that on his little clapboard. Also, is that Bob's real last name? How do you even say that?
It's all about hope and trusting that God is gonna do what he says he's gonna do, even if it takes some time.
Abraham explains how we must wait even when the waiting isn't easy. Man, you're telling me. He also tells us how his name used to be Abram. Apparently he used to live in Ur. Is that place still around? I feel like you could make some funny shirts with that name. It's literally spelled U and R and Anyways, Abe tells us how him and his wife want a child but have been unable to have one. Uh-oh. Is this story gonna say like 100% biblically accurate? I sure hope so, actually.
This is Lot, Abraham's favorite nephew.
Yes, Bob, we know. It says right on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my apologies. I shouldn't have cut you off so soon. I shouldn't be jumping the gun like that.
Oh, sure. I think maybe Abe and Sarah wanted kids. But sheep are like kids. Plus, you can set pizzas on their backs like a little table.
Don't show this to PETA, otherwise you'll be under investigation for animal abuse.
He told me to leave my country, my father's home, for a land that he would show me. It was very surprising.
That is very surprising, Pa Grape.
This is very surprising.
Hey, don't steal my joke, you thief! God promises Abraham a child for him and his wife. This episode conveniently glosses over how Abraham got impatient in real life and had a child with someone who wasn't his wife first. And that kid was a real, well, if you want to know, you gotta read the Bible yourself.
So, Sarah.
Are you sunburned?
I'm red.
That's what I said. I've got an ointment for that.
Okay, I'm Team Bob. This is ridiculous. Let's just move on. We learn that Abe and his wife Sarah, along with Lot, his nephew, or cousin, I can't keep up anymore, all left Ur for the land that God promised them.
Cause we're going to the promised land. I hear it's flowing with milk and honey.
Sounds sticky.
They took a lot of sheep and pizza with them, too. Abe and Lot's shepherds did not get along, as it turns out, and actually tip over each other's sheep. That is madness! It's too much for me to bear. They decide to go their own way. Lot chose wisely and picked the much greener pastures of the east, while Abe got the crummy west side. God then promises Abraham all of the land and that his descendants would outnumber the sand, which he can't even count. And I honestly don't think any of us really could.
Right when we thought our answer was about to arrive, war broke out.
You've got to be kidding me. This is never gonna end.
That's how I felt every single time I was in a class or something else that the military required of me. They love to just waste your time. I think it's like their full-time job.
Would you please hurry up and get to the lesson in patience?
Patience? That's what I'm talking about.
I can't do this anymore, Bob.
I have never related to Junior more in my life than I have right now. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing.
I'm burning hot out here. That helped a little.
That is the best joke in this episode by far.
So, Abe, I too know how hard it is to wait calmly for something you really, really want. Tell us what happened next.
Junior, the interviewer is not supposed to mug the camera. Don't be an obnoxious YouTuber who just shows their face all the time. It's really annoying. And I hate those guys. Abraham then has his child 15 years after God promised it to him. That is actually a good lesson for everyone watching. If God promises something, then it will happen. Just have some patience.
Isaac. The boy that would become the father of Israel. The nation that would bless the whole world.
Wait, that's the end? You're done with the story?
Well, there's a lot more, actually.
Yeah, there is. A whole lot more, actually. Like all of the interesting bits now that I think about it, but luckily this episode still has 35 minutes of runtime. Not my episode, the episode we're watching, so to be very clear, 35 more minutes. Oh my gosh, could you even stand me for that long? I can't even stand me for that long, and I live with myself.
And now it's time for Silly Songs with Larry, the part of the show where Larry comes out and sings a silly song.
A silly song this early in the episode? I mean, we're not even at the midway point yet. We better be going back to Abe after this is done.
Bob the Tomato, unable to sneeze, visits the sneeze doctor.
The sneeze doctor, are you all trying to pull my chain? There's no such thing as a sneeze doctor.
Sneeze if you have to, sneeze if you need to, sneeze all your troubles away, add up to 150 miles an hour.
That was a seemingly random statement, but is it true?
The average sneeze travels at a rate of 100 miles an hour. In 2003, Dirk Evert of Grunholz, Germany, clocked in at 150.
Wow, VeggieTales actually answered my question. This song is fantastic. This must be that once in a blue moon that I've heard about where VeggieTales can be good post Phil Vischer. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's happened a few times. I'm just giving you guys a hard time. But you should seriously check out the whole song uninterrupted. Just look it up and watch it. It's fantastic.
Sneeze if you have to, sneeze if you need to, accidentally.
Great. Bob ruined the set. Now everyone will know that this took place on the counter.
This has been Silly Songs with Larry. Tune in next time to hear Dirk say,
Ich bin ein Schnieser.
Okay, Dirk, whatever you say. This song really reminds me of the era of silly songs that we had in the 90s. Like, this could seriously have been released sometime between 1993 and 1999. And everyone would have been like, that's a classic. But unfortunately, it was released in 2009, so it's not considered a classic. It's been overlooked, in my opinion. Blunders in Boo-Booville. What in the heyday is this?
Where's the glue, Maurice? Your glue, Jacques.
What took you? Maurice, this stuff needs hours to dry.
Oh, brother. As it turns out in this story, Larry is a brilliant inventor, yeah, right, who is also wildly impatient. Now that I do believe. He would rather use cardboard than plywood and gum instead of glue. Larry wants to show off his latest invention to his peers, but he has forgotten that he promised Bob to do the baguette relay race with him, which just so happens to take place at the same time. I mean, like, what are the odds?
Did you make the sandwiches?
They're over on the workbench.
There's only one. Did you forget mine?
How rude.
And there's no peanut butter. Just bread.
Yeah, I was in a rush, so I skipped that part.
How can you skip that part? That means all you did was take bread out of the bag and put it on a plate and call it lunch. Call it a sandwich. It is not a sandwich, good sir. It is not a sandwich. That isn't how this works.
Solo, we'll figure it out. We'll use the Force. That's not how the Force works.
Bob then tells Larry that he needs to use some patience. Larry has had some great idea that he got working, but each one of his ideas that he got working had a major flaw that resulted because he was massively impatient and could have been solved had he just taken his time and done it correctly.
Gotta hurry, gotta worry, gotta step on it and scurry.
You just skipped a step and short a cut.
Gotta get to town by noon, gotta make it fast and cheap, gotta take a turn and shoot.
Gotta make it cheap and gotta make it fast. That's exactly how most corporations think, don't they? Yeah, that really sucks. Man, this got real serious real fast.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
You can't stack eggs.
I can.
You can't.
I can because that's where.
Well, get ready to scream. Oh no, at my fancy telephono.
Oil calling.
Well, I built just one, so no one else is there.
Is it just me, or is anyone else wondering why this part of the Abe and the Amazing Promise episode wasn't in the front half and put Abe and the Amazing Promise in the back half? Because usually it's how it works. Usually VeggieTales puts like the filler or the random, part of the episode that has nothing to do with what's actually on the box in the front of the episode, and then they put the star attraction in the back. But in this case, they put the star attraction in the front and the filler in the back. It's a little bit confusing. I don't know why they did it.
Not ready. We're still working out the kinks in this one.
Bonus points to whomever can tell me what they're trying to invent, because I have no idea.
Oh,
Impressive.
That thing looks disgusting with all the chewed gum on it.
But where will you find a volunteer foolish enough to try it?
Of course it is Bob. You know, despite him being a generally more logical vegetable than Larry, he is still dumb enough to be talked into things like flying on a plane that is held together by gum. As expected, Bob is scared out of his mind, and I mean, who wouldn't be, while Larry controls the plane remotely, the plane that's held together by gum. For some reason, Bob has the instruction book on how to fly the plane on him, and Larry doesn't have it, and that can't be good, and just happens to drop it right as he is flying over the supposedly abandoned mad scientist house. Oh, I'm sure we're never going to go there in this episode. Abandon my butt. I've seen enough VeggieTales to know exactly where this plot point is going. Larry crashes the plane. I mean, who didn't see that coming? And Bob retires from working with Larry as he has shown very little regard for doing things correctly and for his friendship with Bob.
But you can't quit. You're my friend.
I can't afford to be friends anymore. Your impatience is hazardous to my health.
'Cause I'm a hazard to myself. Don't let me get mean.
I actually never plan on using that song in any of my episodes, and yet here it is. I apologize. Mayor/Madam Blueberry announces that the Booboo Bird Festival is coming up soon, but no one has seen the species of the bird in quite some time, and due to the fact she has to cancel the festival, gasp! Maybe now they can throw a different festival. I mean, it's just a suggestion.
Unless someone, an inventor perhaps, can find a way to make the booboo reappear.
This is becoming so predictable. Please mix it up, VeggieTales.
An inventor? That's me.
There's no hero quite like Larry Boy.
I will appoint him the Minister of Inventions, and he will get to wear this fabulous hat.
That's what I'm talking about. Plot twist. I am so gonna win that fabulous hat. Yeah, I'm gonna rock it all day. As it turns out, Larry needs the book that Bob dropped. I mean, what are the odds? It also landed right next to the doorstep of the supposedly abandoned mad scientist house. We quickly find out that it is not as abandoned as we had been told, and of course the mad scientist is a nice guy who is not all that mad. Who saw that coming? We do see that he is a great inventor nonetheless. Larry could learn a thing or two from this guy.
And after all these years, I finally made that discovery. Iced tea?
What is it?
That's it.
What, the sunflower seed?
Yes.
That's not a discovery. It's a snack.
Facts. Larry is spewing nothing but facts. The mad scientist shows Larry the Bible, and with it, a verse about how being hasty is a hazard to yourself. Seriously, again, twice in this video. That's 2 times more than I ever plan on showing it. Larry takes the sunflower seed and goes home with it planted in a pot. He then tries to speed up its growth and gets impatient within 20 seconds of planting it. I'm not even kidding, but he really needs to chill out. Anyways, Mr. Lunt comes along and says that he knows how he can get a booboo bird to come to town.
By building a giant girl boo-boo. Ha! It's gonna be 50 feet tall.
Wait a second, a tall but not at all real bird? Where have I heard this before?
It was a really tall bird.
Well, yeah, but it can't fly. It can't.
No, it just moves its neck around.
Oh, you mean like a 100-foot tall bird?
With like, you know,
kind of
like
bird
a crane with the long neck.
The kind of bird that does not exist.
I knew it! That episode was 2 years before this one, and they took that idea and made it into part of this episode. Brilliant work. I like it, VeggieTales. Continue with that craziness. Bob comes by the next day and sees Larry growing a seed, which has had some serious growth in a matter of only one day. As it turns out, Bob was only there to pick up his hammer, and the interaction between him and Larry feels a bit like they just broke up. It's really awkward. I mean, that would probably be the best word to describe it. Anyways, Larry then recalls a song his mom used to sing him about patience. Wow, talk about being really forgetful. How did he forget a song that his mom sang about patience and now his whole life he's impatient? Whatever.
Behold, the boo-boo trap!
I'm with the crowd. That wouldn't fool anyone, not even a bird.
I thought to myself, what better way to attract a boo-boo than with a boobette? Ooh. Just wait till I start her up.
That looks like garbage. Really hot garbage. Wait a second, is Larry about to attract a boo-boo bird with that stupid sunflower? Are you kidding me, VeggieTales? Are you messing with me right now?
I did it!
I can't even right now, nor can I odd.
All right, everyone. I think I have a plan. But I'm gonna need your help, a little bit of patience, and a whole lot of seed.
What do you think happens next? A, the town rallies together and grows a bunch of sunflower seeds. B, a giant meteor crashes towards the earth, and the only way to stop it is Larry crashing a rocket ship into said meteor while listening to Aerosmith's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. C, it turns out Larry's been dead the whole time and the entire town is actually just a bunch of ghosts. Or D, all of the above. While D would be epic and absolutely crazy, sadly the answer is A. Whoop-de-dee-doo-dah, let's move on.
Let's see if QWERTY has a verse for us today.
Does QWERTY ever not have a verse for us? I would really like to see that.
Enthusiasm without knowledge is no good. Haste makes mistakes.
About those cookies.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he's ready.
Ready for what? These were yummy cookies.
Larry, you're that guy. There's always that guy in a group of friends, and you're him.
Remember, God made you special.
And he loves you very much.
Goodbye. I can make you some more. Can you wait?
Okay, Larry, you redeemed yourself. That was Abe and the Amazing Promise. A very promising, good first 20 minutes that was capped by a great silly song. Ends with kind of a thud. It was like this the whole time, you know, silly song, and then last 30 minutes. Stay tuned as next week we review the second and actually the last Minnesota Cuke episode, Minnesota Cuke and the Search for Noah's Umbrella, and it's on Blu-ray. Good work, VeggieTales. Hopefully it's based on Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade and not that other one. You know, the Temple of Doom. Some say Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is the worst one. I would argue Temple of Doom. Remember, God made you special and he loves you very much. Bye!